Shalom. I want to give all the praise and all the glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Ruach Kodash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me the truth. Also, I want to acknowledge all the Akyam who are pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. All right, I'm going to go in on Zephaniah, the 3rd chapter this morning. And it says, "Woe to her that is filthy and polluted, to the oppressing city." And this is actually talking about Israel or Zion, right? Which the Most High Yahweh has likened us unto a woman, a comely and delicate woman. That's why it says, "Woe to her that is filthy and polluted, to the oppressing city." All right, where is that at? Jeremiah, I think 5:2. No, 6:2. Jeremiah 6:2. "I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman." All right. So we go back to Zephaniah 3:1, and I'm at 2. It says, "Her princes," 3:3. Oh, I'm sorry, 3:2. "She obeyed not the voice. She received not correction. She trusted not in Yahweh. She drew not near to her power, Yahweh." Right, because Israel, Zion, is a hard-headed, stiff-necked people, a rebellious house, right? So the Israelites, 2/3 especially, they never will receive correction, all right? The 1/3 are going to repent, the remnant, but the 2/3, the majority of our people, will never receive correction, or they won't hear the voice of Yahweh, or they won't hear his prophets, right? Which we are his voice, we're his mouth. All right, verse 3. "Her princes within her are roaring lions, her judges are evening wolves. They gnaw not the bones till the morrow." Right, and this is during the time of Zephaniah, which was before Yahushai. So, even the prophets were going off. The only ones who were always preserved were the remnant. But in this, before Yahushai, you even had the prophets going off. All right. And yes, Yahweh always preserves a remnant. But you can see the wickedness of our people is what we're reading about here in Zephaniah. Verse 4. "Her prophets are light and treacherous persons." And treacherous means betrayal. All right. Her priests, and that's in Zephaniah's time, the prophets, were betraying Yahweh. That's how wicked our nation was and still is. And you can see why Yahweh Bashem Yahushai had to put the hurt on us, put the pain on us to correct us. That's why we are feeling the curses, right? Verse 4. "Her priests," in the middle, "her priests have polluted the sanctuary. They have done violence to the law. The just Lord Yahweh is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame." And you see, this is why it says every morning Yahweh brings judgment to the light. So that's why every day you look at the news. I mean, I could pull up something right now and I can find some type of judgment that came on our people, whether it be a woman ravished and raped and murdered and left in a hotel room, or a man turning on his family, shooting them up, and then taking the gun to his own head, right? So because Yahweh is, he's doing his judgment every morning, every day. All right. Let's get a quick precept. I think it's Amos 3:6 or 4 or 5 or 6, somewhere around there. Right here. Amos 3 and 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city, and Yahweh hath not done it? Right, so anytime evil is bad times, whenever there's a bad time you see on the news or people are going through some shit or some crazy shit happens, who's the one who performed it? The answer is Yahweh. Alright? Just like we read in Zephaniah 3, I'm going to read it again. 5. Yahweh is just in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. Right? Verse 6. I have cut off the nations, their towers are desolate. I made their streets waste, that none passeth by. Their cities are destroyed, so that there is no man, that there is none inhabitant. Right? So he's messed us up throughout history, but he's going to bring the ultimate judgment, on his day of wrath. Verse 7. I said, surely thou wilt fear me, thou wilt receive instruction, so their dwelling should not be cut off, howsoever I punished them. But they rose early and corrupted all their doings. Perpetual iniquity for Israel, right? Meaning we just have sin on top of sin on top of sin, and really the worst sin, is worshiping other gods, and our people are still doing that unto this day. 8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith Yahweh, until the day that I rise up to the prey, for my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. And what is that talking about? That's talking about nuclear war. Because, fire is a consuming agent, consuming cleaning agent. But he's gonna devour these people, the inhabitants of Babylon, with the fire of his jealousy. When the arrows begin to be shot across the world, right? Verse 9. And those arrows will be those missiles. Verse 9. For then will I turn to the people a pure language, that they may all call upon the name of Yahweh, to serve him with one consent. And the pure language is going to be the Hebrew. And so that's another proof in how we know the name of Yahweh is Hebrew name, because that's the pure language. That's before the Tower of Babel, everybody was speaking Hebrew, right? Verse 10. From beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, my suppliants, even the daughter of my dispersed, shall bring mine of offering. Right, and who are his dispersed? The Israelites. We've been dispersed among all the nations. So he's saying, because after the destruction, everybody's going to follow the laws of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. There's not going to be no other religions. You're not going to have no freedom of religion bullshit. You're not going to have anything to worship but Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And in that day, everybody's going to know, the truth. Verse 11. In that day shalt thou not be ashamed for all thy doings, wherein thou hast transgressed against me. For then I will take away out of the midst of thee them that rejoice in thy pride, and thou shalt be no more haughty because of my holy mountain. Right. So like I said, there's only going to be one government, one religion, one truth. You're not going to have a bunch of crazy shit going on like these, like you have these people now, worshiping whatever they want to worship, starting up religions, any type of, they can worship anything. They can worship a spaghetti monster, here in this place. There's literally a place, or there's literally a so-called religion. It's mocking, but where they worship and they believe in the spaghetti monster. We used to have a scoffer who the Lord may have put him to death because he hasn't been at the camp for a long time, but that's what he was representing as a mockery of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. That was his religion, the spaghetti monster. So, You get the point. There's only going to be one holy mountain, and that's going to be the one that people are going to rejoice in, is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. No other religions. Verse 12, I will also leave in the midst of thee an afflicted and poor people, and they shall trust in the name of Yahweh. Right? Verse 13, the remnant of Israel shall not do iniquity nor speak lies, neither shall a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth, for they shall feed and lie down, and none shall make them afraid. Right? And the remnant are the ones who are repenting right now. We're the ones who are coming into the fold of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So, you know, in the kingdom, we're not going to have nothing to be afraid of. Because why? Because our spirits are going to be the top dog, right, with Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. We're rising up early, right, before the destruction, before the correction that Yahweh is going to bring on the inhabitants of the earth. All right. Verse 14, sing, O daughter of Zion, shout, O Israel, be glad and rejoice with all the heart, O daughter of Jerusalem. Yahweh hath taken away thy judgments, he hath cast out thine enemy. The King of Israel, even Yahweh, is in the midst of thee. Thou shalt not see evil anymore. Right, so once the kingdom established, we're not going to see no bad times anymore. The enemy, who's the enemy? The main enemy, our chief enemy is the Edomite. Yahweh's going to cast him out, right? Tells you that in Job. Let's get it twice here. Job 20. Remember, we read it. Thou shalt